Stacy. Welcome to Stacy's Homestead, and today we're going to be canning French onion and mushroom soup. So we did pumpkin French onion, we did caramelized onion, and we did regular French onion. Now we're going to do French onion and mushrooms. I just got a lot of onion preserving to do, and the best way to do it is in these dishes because I love these types of foods and I cook them often, so why not can it up so I don't have to. So just like the last video on French onion soup, we're going to cut them up. The pieces aren't going to be too thick. They're going to be, let me bring you and show you, okay? And I'm doing yellow onion and red onion. A little mix, but you don't have to. It's all onion, you know, any kind of onions you want. I try not to do all red onion because I think all red onion might, red onion tends to mush sometimes. So we're gonna do, if you're gonna do a red onion, I advise to do a yellow or a white with it. So what I'm just gonna do, like I did in the last video, is we're gonna cut up our onions and put them in the roaster overnight for about 6 to 8 hours, you know, and then I'll check on it. But I'm gonna start, an hour after I put it in, I'll stir it, and then a couple hours later, I'll wait as long as I can before I go to bed, stir it again, and then don't touch it until I wake up. Probably about 8 hours, sometimes 10. Stir it up and see what it looks like then. Okay, but last in my video of caramelizing onions and making pumpkin French onion soup, I chopped my onions pretty thick because they were going through the canning process and 2 different canning recipes. This time we're just doing strictly soup, so I want my onions to be a bit thinner. I like the thinner onions for the French onion soup, but not too thin. So we're gonna cut it French style. You know, that's why it's called French onion soup. I'll bring you in and show you how I do that. Alright guys, so I got a mess of onions on my counter here. So cut them in half this way. Boop. Then follow the vein. And we're gonna do it no thinner than our finger, okay? You want them, if you do it too thin in the canning process, they're not gonna hold up. So no thinner than our finger, okay? So let's see, this way, just like this, and don't cut yourself. There we go. The pieces are nice and thick, finger size and thumb size, okay? So, and put them in your roaster to cook overnight. Alright guys, so we got our onions all chopped up, ready to rock and roll. We got yellow and white, the yellow at the bottom here. And we're just going to sprinkle a little bit of salt on there to help them release their sweat. So let's sweat them a little bit, huh? All right. And then we're gonna do, let's do 3 cubes of butter. So I decided to, let me adjust my camera here. It's falling. Alright guys, so I didn't put quite 30 pounds of onions in because I got mushrooms. So if this was my regular French onion soup, I'd probably put a little bit more. But we're going to sweat this down and then tomorrow add the mushrooms. So for now, we're going to do, we're just going to do 2 things of butter right now. Because here's the thing with mushrooms. Mushrooms will absorb oil if you put them in raw. They'll just take all the oil and be gross. So we're going to just do 2 things of butter for the onions. Then tomorrow we'll add our mushrooms. sweat the mushrooms down a bit, and then once the mushrooms get cooking a little bit more, then add a 1/3 cube of butter, okay? So that's it, and keep it, I'm gonna keep it on 200 degrees for about 8 or so hours, and we'll just see you in the morning. All right guys, so it's the next day, and we're gonna stir up our onions here. Looks good. They're about starting to get caramelized. Now before they get too, well, probably turn up the heat and start caramelizing them really good. We had them cooking slow overnight to sweat. And so this is what they look like now. And it was overnight just under 200 because I didn't want them to get burnt or anything. But now we're going to turn it up to like 250, I think, about 250, and start really stirring these and getting them caramelized. And we're going to cut up our mushrooms to get them ready to add. Alright, so again, if you were doing it on the stove, you know, you just caramelize them. You would probably, I like to thicken it, so I would add flour in my my onion oil mix, like a couple tablespoons before I added the mushrooms, okay? But because we're gonna add our ThermoFlow because we're canning. So here's our mushrooms. What kind of mushrooms are these? I got whatever I could get. Organic white whole mushrooms, okay? So we're just gonna chop these up long ways. Just chop them up in slices. There we go. Nice slices, and put them in a bowl so we can add them when the onions are ready. Yeah, they look really good. I just got these the day before yesterday. They've been sitting on my counter, so they really need to get cooking here. Alright guys, they look so pretty. They smell good. Alright guys, so these are looking good, and I don't want them to be too deeply caramelized because one, I'm canning them, but another is that I'm adding, I'm going to add the mushrooms in, and they're going to continue to caramelize afterwards as well. So we're going to put these mushrooms in to soak. Now if this was on the stove, it's the same concept. You brown them, probably cook them the same amount. Probably they'll probably be a little bit more brown than this though on the stove. And then we're gonna put the lid on. We're gonna keep this at 200 while these mushrooms sweat. Got a lot of mushrooms, guys. I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 pounds of mushrooms in here. I love mushrooms. 12 pounds of these mushrooms. Goodness gracious. We're going to put the lid on and let them sweat down. They're going to turn to nothing though. They're going to dissolve down to almost nothing. Alright. There we go. There we go. So we put 12 pounds of mushrooms on top of about, I did about 25 pounds of onions, okay guys? Maybe a little less. I'm going to put the lid on and then just let steam them down, reduce them. Okay guys, so they've been in here for an hour and I stirred it up and it's looking good. Look at that. Looking so good. So this is when I'm going to add my last thing of butter. I only put 2 things of butter in and I want 1 more. You could put, you know, I do like roughly a stick and a half per 10 pounds of onions. So I'm doing about 3 sticks of butter. So I'm gonna do one more. Okay, once this cooks for another 30 minutes, we'll come back and we'll come back and stir it up and then put the rest in. There we go. Alrighty guys, so everything's looking good. We're going to add some broth now. So I have some beef bone broth I have canned from 2019. We're going to add. Actually, before we do that, let's add our wine. We have 1.5 liters of wine, and half of it's gone, so it's pretty much 75 liters, I believe, or one small bottle. Okay, we're gonna put this in before we add our broth and cook this. Go ahead and put the whole thing in. There we go. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon. I think I did it right this time. So I'm going to leave about a cup in here for me. Alright. Let's stir that up. And let's cook this a little bit before we add our broth. We'll do that. But we're going to add a little bit of chicken broth and then some beef broth. Okay. Let it cook for like 30 minutes here. Alright, this is smelling so delicious. It smells so good. Now I've made this specific recipe several times. So it's really, really good. Alright, that looks awesome. Now we're going to put our broth in. I think the wine has cooked down enough in here. Smells so good. We're going to put the beef broth. Oh, my camera's crooked. My camera's crooked. Alright, so we're going to put our beef broth in. I'm going to do 2 quarts of beef broth. I have to go get another one real fast. And then fill it with water. 2 quarts of water. And then we get 1 more beef broth. I'm running out of canned beef broth. I only have 2 more left. I have to make some more. It's from 2019, so I just have to go buy bones. I don't have enough bones from in my freezer here. There's beef broth. That's good stuff. Let's fill these 2 quarts with water, and then we're gonna do 1 thing of chicken broth, okay? Just a tiny bit of chicken flavor here. This one was, I have this little handy dandy opener. Love it. But this one was 2020 of Tatler chicken broth. And fill that up with water. So each one with water. Let's go put water in our quart jars. So 3 quarts of plain water, and see how much broth we have. If you need more, add more. Alright guys, we added 3 quarts of water to this. We're gonna stir it real good. Then we're gonna go, let's get our herbs. We're gonna put basil and thyme. If I have, not basil, a bay leaf and thyme. If I had fresh thyme, that'd be awesome, but I don't. I only have dried, so we're gonna put that in. clean this out before I go on recording here. Ugh. All right. Okay, we got our bay leaf here. We're gonna put 2 bay leaves, 2 nice sized bay leaves. Let's see. Oh, well, got a tiny one, so we'll do 3 bay leaves. Well, let's just do 4. We gotta fish them out. Make sure you fish those out. It's a big pot, so we're just doing 4 decent sized bay leaves. And normally, I would put a satchel of thyme leaves, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be a clean broth. So we'll just cover the top with a bit of thyme, a couple tablespoons. Okay, that's it. You don't too much. And stir that in here. We're gonna let this simmer for a bit before we taste and start. I think we should add a little bit of bouillon, beef base or beef bouillon, and so let's do that real fast. Just about a couple teaspoons, just a couple tablespoons actually. Do a couple tablespoons for now. We'll do about 3 tablespoons, okay? I'm using this. You can use Better Than Bouillon paste if you have it. That would be awesome, but I don't have it. So this is fine. So this stuff has salt to it. Let's let it cook for a bit and then we're gonna taste it. And decide what to do from there. That looks really good. Looks super good. I might need some more broth though. I think it needs more broth. Let's go get some more broth. Alright guys, so I went and got, I put 1 more quart of water in, so that's 4 quarts of water so far. And I got another chicken bone broth and another beef. This one's au jus I made. So it's a beef onion broth. So, there we go. Put the chicken one in. Chicken bone broth. Sometimes I have added tomato paste to this, and that brings a good flavor, but not this time. I'm not doing that. Oh. I broke one of my rubber gaskets. Oh well. That's just the edge. Alright, let's put the au jus. This is concentrated. It's really good. Okay, and then a little bit more beef bouillon because you know what? Let's figure 2 tablespoons per quart of water. So I did, that's 4, and so 2 more. 1, that's 5, 6. Let's do 2 more. 7, 8, 7, 8. Because I did 4 quarts of water. That's what I average about. Let's stir that in and then give it a good taste. Because I don't have a whole lot of beef broth. I have 2 jars left and I still have another recipe to make. So oh, we almost forgot the garlic. Let's put granulated garlic in. I almost forgot. Just enough to cover the top. Some roasted garlic. I have granulated roasted garlic. See? That's good stuff. And so now we gotta let that simmer. I like the granulated because it's just basically dehydrated, you know, like more chunks of garlic, I guess. Sometimes I use fresh garlic, but I totally forgot. So granulated is fine. Powder is also fine. Powder goes in pretty bit, a lot smoother, but I don't have any powder. Okay, I'm gonna give it a tiny taste. That's delicious. Let's let it take on some flavors for a few. Maybe, you know what, I think a little bit of onion powder. Just an extra layer of onion taste. When you add dehydrated onion, it enhances the onion flavor. Dehydrated onion has more powerful onion taste than just cooked onion, you know? So it gives it that little extra. This is the perfect amount of broth for this. I think that's good. Let's put the black pepper. Almost forgot the black pepper. Black pepper here. A couple tablespoons for this big old pot. Because we want to get everything nice and flavored up. Now we're going to let this simmer for about an hour. I like to let it simmer. Bring those flavors together. Then we'll see if we need to add anything else. But I think we're pretty good. Spot on. If anything, it would probably be salt. Maybe.
Did you say out?
Alright. That tastes good. Alrighty guys. So it tastes really, really good. It's time to can. But one last step before we can it. So you want to, when you taste it, you know, add whatever it needs. If it needs more beef flavor, add more beef. If you need salt, add more salt. Mine needed a little more time. And oh, you know what? I lost the basil leaves, so when I jar this, I have to hopefully find the basil leaves. There's 4 of them, right? Bay leaves, not basil leaves. Ugh, I don't know why I keep on saying basil. It's bay leaves. All right, so the very last step in the process is I want to thicken it. So because we're canning it, we're going to use ThermoFlow, which it is a approved canning ingredient, but thickeners aren't recommended because of density issues. But here's the thing, we're not going to create a density issue, so it's perfectly safe. As long as I'm just trying to create just a little consistency, not so much watery, okay? So a half a cup will do for this whole thing, just to give me enough body in the water. So we're just gonna add it in here. Have a little bit on the spoon. All right, and then stir it in. And if you're not canning, you would thicken it at the beginning when you're doing your onions. You know, put flour in the onion and oil. But that's perfect for the amount of liquid we have. Let's stir it in here. And then I'm going to try to fish out the bay leaves, but we're going to start jarring these up, okay? And this is going to can for quarts for 75 minutes, pints for 60 minutes, okay? Because French onion soup is 75 minutes. And we're going to do French onion soup time. Mushroom times is 45 minutes, but because it's a soup and French onion, we have to do the 75, okay? But I think if I was doing the mushrooms by itself and a soup, I might even just do a 75 on that as well, in my opinion. Alright, I can't find them. We'll just have to look carefully as we dish. Usually they float to the top. So this will start thickening up in a bit. the center piece of an onion there. I gotta take that out. Alright guys, so it tastes good. Oh, there's one. Yeah, the baby ones. The little ones are, oh, I found another one. Yes. I think that's another one. Oh, no, it's not. Anyways, the smaller ones are hard to find, so why do I keep on getting these center onion pieces? There we go. Alright. Now when we can this up, it's all going to get even softer. So that's why I did not want to caramelize these onions too much, because I am canning it. If you weren't canning it, caramelize those onions. Real good, you know? Okay. There we go. If anything, I might add, can't find the other bay leaf. But anyways, if anything, I'd probably add some more salt and garlic. You know? Just a little more garlic. It's pretty sweet. Has a nice sweet flavor. It's the red onions. Okay, where's this garlic? We'll put regular garlic in. No roasted garlic. I want regular garlic. There's onion powder. Where's my regular garlic? I have such a mess, like of clutter, because all the canning stuff's all on my counter. I'll find it, but I'm gonna add just a dash of garlic, I think. Just want regular garlic. Oh, found it. Found it. It was behind my cookbook. Alright, we're gonna just put a little bit of regular garlic in there and get a little bit more garlic taste. For the amount I have, I don't think I added enough garlic. Yep, needed that garlic. Definitely needed that garlic. So, especially with the mushrooms, I'm going to put a little bit more because I like garlic. I say never have enough garlic. And a little, I don't need any onion powder. So, yep, just keep on tasting everything and bring it to your favorite flavors here. Alright, let me see. Delicious. Alright, we're gonna can it. Alright, who thought it's a good idea to can in 110-degree weather when you have no air conditioning and all you have is a swamp cooler that keeps it maybe 90 in the house, and then you're creating steam? I just went outside, did chores too. It's so hot. I mean, like, not even cooling down. I had to wrangle up some chickens just a minute ago. But, oh, goodness gracious. So now, I've been canning all day long. So we're going to can up this French onion mushroom soup here. I'm doing like a couple canning videos in the same day. So you can't let them in. Alright, y'all, the soup is done and ready to be canned. So, let me bring it in. I can't cool down. I'm hot, mama. I'm hot. Alright, so we're going to fill our jars up full of goodness. Good soup. Of course, I'm dripping all over the place. Looks so good. Alright, next. Oh, why? I feel like spilling everywhere. I don't know how much broth I have in each jar. I'm just canning it up. Trying to get an even amount of stuff, you know? It's hard to tell. You know, this is when I should work out my All-American canner because it double stacks. I got it for that. I just am so busy. I really don't want to mess with something new. I have to just have it when I'm actually not trying to do a lot of canning. Just mess with it. I'm totally not watching for that bay leaf. Nothing's gonna happen if I don't get it out, but it's not gonna be pleasant if someone eats it. They chew on it and be like, what's this? And this, I'm not debubbling. I'm gonna sit here and debubble soup, guys. Some people are like, debubble soup. I'm not doing it. It's fine. For me. You do my kitchen, my rules. This is my last round today. I'm just gonna put this soup on warm and then finish canning tomorrow. There. We're not being courageous today. We're just using regular lids because I want to make sure it all seals. Yeah, regular lids. I'm still getting a couple that aren't sealing. It's irritating me. One inch. 1 inch. Take out a couple of these. Put a little more broth in this one, I think. There we go. Ready, rack and roll. Okay. Yeah. Let's clean our rims and then put the lids on. Here. Alright. Gosh, I have a whole lot. I don't know if I'm going to make French onion soup this year. I just have to eat this. Alright. I'm going to clean my rims. I'm just too hot, guys. I don't want to do a long video. Too hot. I'm just going to try to hurry up and get these rims cleaned with some vinegar and then put the lids on. So I'll do a couple for you. And then do the rest. Editing is also time consuming, and I'm trying to find a way to not have to edit so much because I just don't have the time. It's only 7 jars. It's only 7 jars here. Still, it doesn't look very clean to me. Do some water. Let's just do water. On top of the vinegar. Alright. These are some new jars. These ones are. And I don't want, sometimes new jars need to be cleaned a little bit extra. Don't have any squeak to it. Okay, let me get my lids on here. Whew. Where's the wand? Where's my magic wand? See? Oh, I have so much stuff out here. Well, so much stuff everywhere. There's hurry up and rock and roll these. Rock and roll these. Put the heat on my canner. I'm only gonna get one overload done. The sun's going down and I'm pooped. Shannon's about to wake up. He's sleeping the whole day, and so that means I'm going to be super tired. One more lid. Where's the... I have one more. Got one lid that I need to get. Alright, y'all, so I'll put these in the canner, process these for a minute. Let's process for hour and 15 minutes. Okay, 75 minutes. So that's what we're gonna do, and we'll get back to you when we take them out. Alright guys, so it's all done. I think it's pretty much sealed. Been sitting here for a little bit. I had to go do some chores. So, where's my jar lifter? Where'd it go? I'm trying to hurry up here. Oh, I put the lid on it. Alright. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Yay! I just got water all over me from the hose. Sorry, guys. It looks good. They all look really good. 7, they're all sealed. Well, like 2 of them aren't sealed yet. So hopefully they seal. Oh, just did. Alright guys. So that's how I make French onion soup and mushroom soup together. So French onion mushroom soup. It's really, really good, and it's good for all kinds of things. Like if green bean casserole, if you want to use this for it, make a cream mushroom out of it. It's a good base for like beef stroganoff, a pork Salisbury steak, all kinds of stuff. So you don't just have to eat it as soup. You can eat it as use it as an ingredient in other things. No siphoning, yes. Sometimes there's always a little bit of siphoning here and there, but this time I don't see any. Looks good, beautiful. Alright, so we got 12 more to go. No, a lot more than 12. I still have more than half a roaster full. This roaster said 22 quarts, so and it was almost full. So we might get just about that much. Alrighty guys, we'll just talk to you later. Like my videos, please, and then subscribe. Bye-bye.